What up? It's Hoop. It's the Hatening. And I want to talk about something near and dear to me today. That's right. Talking about baths, baby. Quick side note. One of my earliest memories, I don't know if I've said this on any of the pods I do. One of my earliest memories is when my parents were still married and we were living in the house I was born in. And we had this little TV in the living room. My dad's grandma was living with us. And I just remember my dad getting off, like coming off, into the room, like getting off work or whatever. And I was sitting on the couch with my grandmother eating SpaghettiOs or something. It was like red and in a dish, but I remember on the TV, it was Sesame Street, specifically Little Richard doing rubber ducky, in the bathtub and shit. I don't know what that says about my personality and like my development moving forward, if that's like the bedrock of like my psyche is Little Richard wailing in the tub. But yeah, I don't know. I take a lot of fucking baths, and it is like one of my main forms of self-care. I started taking baths like as a way to chill in college, really. When I got my first apartment with my college roommate, when it was just the two of us, because that was kind of like the first time I was living in some place that was like clean enough and under enough of like my own control where I could be like, hey, don't come in here for a while. I wasn't really into baths in high school or middle school and stuff like growing up. And I don't know, like I really got into it. I honestly, like, there's a good chance it was just because, like, we used to watch Big Lebowski a lot in college, and I wanted to do the whole dude thing of just, like, smoking weed in the tub, because that's, like, what I did. Like, when I got into baths, like, when I got into, like, posting up in the fucking tub, I would just get stoned out of my fucking mind and, like, bring my laptop in and just, like, watch, like, torrented shows in the tub and just, like, rip the bong and just like post up for like a really long time. And that kind of like carried on for the rest of my life, like up until right now. Like, granted, like when I was, living in like punk house situations and living with a lot of other people and didn't really have access to like a clean private tub in my primary residence, I wasn't taking that many baths. But like as soon as like I got more stabilized and was able to sort of like kick it and chill more, I've been, it's a regular part of my shit is just like taking a bath. Like I love it so much. Like I really do. It's really hard for me to stay out of the tub. I don't really know what else to really say about that. Like, it's like, I love a fucking bath bomb. I love just like, posting up, putting on music, putting on a show, like getting a drink, getting, a joint, doing some fucking whippets, whatever the fuck I feel like doing that day. I'm a big whippet guy. I know. Trust me, I know it's weird. But like, I don't know. I think that there's very few things better than just like posting up in the tub for a while. I don't really take baths to get clean. I definitely like clean myself like shower style. But like if I just want to post up, I take a bath. And it's great. Like it really is like I found that it's like the best way for me to like meditate and sort of just like center myself. And like if I'm having a bad day and I need to calm down, if I'm sad, if I'm mad, like it's just like a really good way to have alone time and like set up a space, right? Because that shit's like really important. Like, and it's not like some hippy dippy weird bullshit or anything at all, but like as a person, like regardless of your age, like you don't have to just be an adult or whatever, but it's like you need to take time for yourself and do shit that like chills you out and relaxes you and gets rid of some tension and some stress. And everyone has these things, and I have found that my preferred method at home that like isn't like an extravagant thing is just like taking a bath, and like it does help mentally a lot. Like I learned like when I was in high school, like if you like change your surroundings up a little bit, like and kind of make it look like a different space, it can like really help you like separate yourself from your everyday life. Put a couple candles in the fucking bathroom, put a speaker in there, kind of like get your little fucking bath tray, put your, snacks, food, entertainment stuff. and just post up spa day style. You know what I mean? Like the older I've gotten, the more I've really gotten into these like self-care things, and I have adopted a couple of them into regular rotation, like regular practice, but baths are definitely like the main one, dude. Like I legitimately, like when I bought my house, one of the things that I wanted to make sure was I had space to bathe. Like I had like a tub. You know what I mean? Like that was like a big deal for me. Like I knew that like I needed that. Like I need to have my like bath time, my bath space. Like and now I do it regularly, and it really is just like a staple of my month, or my, you know, I try to take one every, I don't want to say like every 2 weeks or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I try to make it like very regular. I know a lot of other people who also are like in a similar boat, where it's like I've turned them on to taking baths, or they were also doing it, and then we talk about it, and it's like, I think you'd be surprised at how many like grown ass adults, like how many of your friends, like that's a really good way to unwind, a really good way to chill. And it's really like, I can't, you know, overstate this. Like it's awesome. It's great. I was skeptical about the bath bomb stuff, and I tried it, and there's no looking back. You know, I got my bath bomb person at the farmer's market. They got weirded out because I told them I wanted bath bombs that I could feel. You know what I mean? And they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? My friend was with me, and they were like mortified that I was saying that. And I was like, you know what I mean? I want one that I can really feel when I get in the water. And they're like, oh my God, I know what you mean. All right, man. And now they just kind of like giggle whenever I roll up, and they're like, here's some that you can feel, dude. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, but it's great. It really is awesome. I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone, you know, as a reward, you know, as a way to make yourself feel better, as just like a way to separate yourself from the monotony of the day. Get in the fucking tub. For real. You can really personalize that experience and make it awesome. You know, there's a lot of like therapeutic elements. There's a lot of like health benefits, I guess. You know, I'm not going to act like a fucking doctor. Like I'm not Alex Jones selling you fucking like cool nutrition pills. But like, you know, like there's definitely shit that like, I mean, it makes sense, right? You're putting shit in hot water, it fills the fucking room. So like if you're into like the aromatherapy stuff, or just like the different herbs and bullshit that like you're basically putting yourself into a broth of, like, you know, I can get out of a tub filled with this different stuff, and like I feel different. You know what I mean? Like aside just like physically, like the skin feels nice and soft, like, you know, calming mood shit, sleepy time stuff, like relaxing, like it's real. Like that stuff is like definitely real, and I recommend it. You know, I have like a little arsenal of bath bombs and like bath accessories, and depending on when I want to take a bath and what I want to get out of it, like I can kind of like curate the experience. Granted, like obviously there is a lot of like, you know, stuff that has to kind of like fall in line for this to work out. You have to have somewhere to bathe and the materials to take these baths. Obviously you don't need to have all the bells and whistles. You can just get into a fucking tub. You know what I mean? You can just get into the tub, and it's awesome. You know, I just now started to invest in my bath game because it's something that I kind of like needed. I realized that I needed it, you know, and bath bombs aren't fucking cheap. You know, like it's not like, I'm not gonna fucking lie. Like you can catch a sick sale a lot of times, but like I understand this stuff isn't necessarily cheap, and there is like a money barrier for like availability of some of these luxuries. I just happen to have picked this as one of the ones where I'm not really worried about splurging a little bit. Not like a shit ton, but like, you know, enough to where it's like I make an event out of it. Like I have to really put effort into like what I'm acquiring, because it costs enough that I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be like a little bit of money, but like it's worth it because it's something that I really like. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times I've had like a really, really bad day, or like I'm really fucking depressed, I'm really fucking sad, I'm really mad. Like, you know, when you have just like those days where the rain clouds are like real thick inside your fucking head, you're having real bad brain days. And I would just soak for hours, dude. You know, get a fucking 6-pack and a fucking 8th, and then just like rip the bowl in the tub and like listen to music and watch something and just like kind of sleep. Obviously sleeping in the bathtub is dangerous, but you know what I mean? Like just fucking posting up. It really has done a lot for my mental health. Like that's like one of the healthy ways I've learned to deal with my stress and like my bad times. I get a lot of bad brain. Like, I really do. I get a lot of, like, you know, depressive episodes, anxiety episodes and stuff. I'm not going to pretend that I don't. Like, I've gotten my shit together a lot, like, in the past year or two, but I still definitely have bouts of that stuff. And my go-to, you know, remedy at home is to fucking, you know, in case of emergency, break this glass, and behind it's just like a fucking bath bomb in a joint. And it works. It doesn't solve the root of my problems, but it really takes me out of that funk. I know a lot of my friends feel the same way, you know? Got a long day at work. Time to make some boy soup, baby. You know what I mean? Just fucking post up. And that's also like a funny thing that, like, I always, when I was like growing up, associated baths as like this feminine, like, girl thing. You know what I mean? Which is not the case. Like, I know more guys than girls. Again, I'm using gendered terms in air quotes, but, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I know more like masculine presenting people than feminine presenting people who are like real deep in the fucking bath game. It's awesome. It warms my ice cold little heart. But that's it. We're good. Thank you so much for listening to The Hatening. Andrew and I really, really, really appreciate it. If you like The Hatening, please give us a 5-star review. Like and subscribe. All that stuff. It takes very little time for you. It means the world to us. You can find The Hatening on all social media platforms. From there, you can find the individual profiles for myself and the super producer, Andrew. Yeah, take care of yourself and the people around you, and don't forget to tell your friends you love them. And now Andrew will be playing us off with Little Richard's rendition of Rubber Ducky in the Tub thing, because we can afford that. Bye.